Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mondays with Marie. So this Monday, I have a question from Adrienne G. And Adrienne writes, I'm starting to reach out to connections that I haven't really connected with for a long time. They're colleagues, leaders with whom I worked, or people that I've met in communities. My eventual purpose in this is to establish a relationship that could turn into hopefully some clients or a community of people that will promote the things that I'm doing. How do I begin these conversations without sounding like I'm trying to butter them up to buy something from me? Well, Adrienne, this is a great question. A couple of things. One, you need to begin these conversations with a spirit of generosity. And what I mean by that is when you think about this conversation that you're starting with this leader or this colleague, think about it in terms of your goal for this meeting is to, one, reestablish a relationship with them, two, offer them something that they can implement or do right now that would help them. And three, to let them know about what you're doing and what's going on in your life. So you can start off the conversation by really stating the goals, not the second goal, really the first and the third goal. For example, Adrienne, I'm really excited to reconnect with you. It's been so long since we've met and we've worked together. I'd love to know what's going on with you. And I'm really excited. I have my own business and I'd love to sort of tell you a little bit about the business. But before I even talk about myself, what's going on with you? Pretty simple. And then let that person tell you what's going on with them. But also be inquisitive. Ask them questions that will elicit what's really happening with them. What are the things going on at work? How are they doing with this COVID thing? How has been the change in their environment because of it? What are some things that they're struggling with? And as you listen to those things, think of the conversation as if you're mining for gold. You're mining for those things that you could then help them with. That is the intent of that mining. And so if they tell you something that you know you could help them with right now, then offer them that help. Say to them simply, do you mind if I give you a resource or a piece of advice that's helped one of my clients or helped me in this situation, or I had a colleague that had the same situation and this is what they did. And if they're open to that, then give them that piece of advice freely. If they're not open to it in that moment, and you'll tell by the way the conversation's going, after you've talked to them about your business and thank them for the time and tell them, I really hope that we stay connected and we can build this relationship. When you send them an email thank you for the time that you spent with them, in that email, tell them or give them the resource that you could give them for the situation that they may have told you about. And so that way they have something that you've given to them. You haven't asked them for anything. You've given that freely to them. And they then begin to see, wow, that's great. I really would love to reestablish a relationship with Adrienne. The other thing that you can do is if they tell you something that they've been doing that's been really successful in their business, that's a great opportunity to say, that's amazing what you're doing. I would love to be able to interview you so that people in my tribe, in my community, can hear about this wonderful thing that you're doing. Would you be open to that? So one, that really helps them feel like, wow, you really listened to me and you think what I did was amazing. That's great. Everyone feels good, right? And then two, what you're doing now is you are having an opportunity to have this great conversation that you can record, that you can then use with their permission, of course, for your community and for other people. But now they're going to be really excited about when that conversation comes out. So they're going to be looking at your social media. They're going to be looking at things that you're putting out there. So they're going to naturally start promoting you because they're part of your tribe and your community. So I hope that helps. And really, ultimately, it's about giving and not worrying too much about receiving, just building the relationship and what can I give? What can I be of service? So I hope that helps. And next Monday,